All right, so to our guest, I mentioned earlier, this guest is one in town special. She's a queen and a queen forever. Is the way you're looking at me, the way I'm trying to introduce, don't worry. I'll make a quick intro now. She's a creative force, a model, and a rising voice in Nigeria's evolving beauty and lifestyle space. That's impressive. And she's someone who is driven by purpose. She expresses herself freely, and she always stands for the truth. I should owe that to that because that's good. And she has built a reputation for elegance, confidence, and meaningful storytelling across brands and different platforms. And she was part of the last actors of MBGN, that's Most Beautiful Girl Nigeria, and where Ada Eme emerged winner, and she stood out really remarkably from all of her performances, from the dance to the traditional outfit, and then her smile is so amazing. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with me the Blessing Asaboro, because we'll be taking you on a journey from the stage to the center stage and now to the global stage. You're welcome, the Blessing Asaboro.
Hello.
I love your smile. Now let's talk about your journey. Now let's take it to you being a contestant back then in 2022, Most Beautiful Girl Nigeria. How was it like having 37 contestants on board? And then did you have your mindset that you're ready for this, you just want to give it a shot? Or you're like, let me just try it?
Honestly.
Honestly.
So at first, because that was my first ever major pageant,
Nice.
of course we had the butterflies in the stomach.
Sure.
And I'm like, this thing that we're about to do, so how is it going to be? But I've always been someone who has been resilient with my goals and my dreams. And when I see something I really want, I go for it. So I think that was, and I was also in my final year then. I was about to write my exams, and then the pageant was coming up. So I was in that headspace like, hold up.
How were you able to juggle that? Like,
Yeah,
was it final?
I was able to actually. And it went all well, very smoothly.
Now I see where the
really
place
well.
of resilience is coming in. You are who you say you are. So we had, a conversation earlier before you actually came on. When I saw it, that you actually, from the onset of the pageant, you actually had the choreography session. You had to learn how to dance, and then we had the likes of MT who actually choreographed you guys, and you also came up on stage. What was that like? That moment like, and then the training process.
For me, it was not very tedious because I already had a background in dancing and sports. I am a basketballer.
Nice.
Yes. So for the exercises, it was like, okay, come on, let's do my regular.
Easy peasy.
Not really easy peasy, but it was good. And then for the dance rehearsals, it was fun. It was a new experience, dancing with fellow ladies like you. It was a new experience for me because, hip hop has different styles to it, but this one had to flow with so much grace and elegance, not the regular, too much fuss.
Yes.
So it was a new experience for me, but so much fun, and I was actually willing and open to want to learn more about it, get into it, and over time I feel like it felt like a socks that's fitted perfectly to my legs.
Okay, so I love the fact that you mentioned other ladies, other young women who were with you right there on board. But then this event was actually hosted by DME and Munachi right there, and they carried you gracefully through every stages until you got to, the top 15, then we went to the top 5. So now, March has just wrapped up. We had everything celebrating women this, women that. Yes, we're in April, clock it. Now we're still in April, we're still celebrating women. What was it like celebrating yourselves on stage? I know there's this popular cliche with women that you guys don't really tag along. We don't tag along, but having to be with 36 now, plus you making 37, to come together and bond for this kind of competition.
So, it was an experience I was new to because more like in my world that I was coming from, it was more in the male-dominated field.
I see.
As a petroleum engineer, where there were lots of male in the class and then just few females. And then also as a basketballer, we get to see more male than female. Then coming here to see ladies, not just ladies, trust me, elegant, sophisticated, and ladies who were dressing me up there.
Right?
And then you're like, okay, this is new, but let's go.
Let's go.
And
Let's
I
rock it.
always say something. I feel like MBGN was the turning point for me.
Nice.
It was the point whereby I got to realize a lot of things, change narratives I already had, learn, unlearn, and relearn things.
Still learning.
And of course, every
Still
day.
learning, yeah.
So it was really amazing to see ladies that weren't just standing up for themselves, but pushing, and also had so many lovely advocacies that were speaking up for girl child. It's such an amazing thing when you're not just speaking up for yourself, but then you're speaking up for people who can't even speak up for themselves. It's made me feel like I felt I had purpose, but this is new. That's the
Right.
thing. So yeah.
And I like the fact that you were aware of what it is, and you were truthful to yourself that this is new, but I'm going all the way in and I'm locking in. So now let's talk about the traditional costume. You just raised an eyebrow. Okay, now talking about the costuming. I mean, it represented a particular theme. Can you share that with us?
Okay, so I represented the beautiful state of Bauchi, and the costume. I got to experience something beautiful because originally I am from Delta State, and getting to represent Bauchi State was, I won't really call it a tax. It was an adventure.
Whoa.
Yes.
Bouches.
Diving into another culture
Culture.
entirely. And I believe that that's what Nigeria stands for, unity, united. So you being from here doesn't stop you from being from, because we are all one,
True.
you understand? So the traditional costume actually been designed, it was designed by Austin Ray, and it actually displayed the culture of Bauchi in it, the colorful ambience that the state of Bauchi actually presents, the rocks. It had those rocks in it.
Okay.
And it was so amazing. When I wore it, I felt like,
Okay.
you guys
this
should
is
call
lit.
me
This is lit like the
Ajay,
end.
Aji, Abi, how do they call it?
So that means we're going for another class 101 now. Remember, I asked you if you could actually speak, but at least you tried. You learned some basics. How was the
Yes.
language like when you wanted to like pitch? I mean, you know, you'll be asked some questions, so you naturally need to like trade off some flair. Like, okay, let me speak some portions, so it won't look as if I'm an outcast. So how was that? Was it challenging?
It wasn't really all. It just felt like there was a part of me I didn't even know existed.
Okay.
Because when I wore the whole Awuse thingy, and then people were like, it's not I'm saying it. It's like, you look like all those Fulani people. I'm
Like
like,
an aboki.
yeah, Aboki is my
Yeah,
friend.
yeah,
So
but they
yes,
don't say aboki.
yes, and it felt really good. It felt good knowing that I couldn't just be only the blessing from Delta. I could blend in to be whoever I choose to be, which is actually a powerful thing that we women possess. The ability to not just, I won't call it shape-shifting,
Okay.
but the ability to become something greater than we already know that we are.
All right.
You understand? So
that makes
it's
sense.
very beautiful to be able to be you and be even someone better and be any version that's been thrown to you that is positive.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
It's such a beautiful thing as a woman.
All right, well said. Thank you so much for that. I'm enjoying the feel of the conversation already. I don't want it to end, but then we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue with this conversation. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back. It's still Silver today with your girl T Shine, and I'm here with the blessing Asaburo. So you know it that the most beautiful girl in Nigeria is actually coming up, like really fast. And if you've not purchased your film, oh, it's closed actually. Sorry, you can try the next one. But yeah, we are preparing for this. So she'll be carrying us through all of the experiences, you know, to tell us what this feels like and what this looks like. So blessing. How is it like, I mean, to be a representative on this stage for Most Beautiful Girl in Nigeria?
It's an honor, whatsoever state you represent, being it your state or any state being given to you. It's a pride for you to represent not just yourself at this point, represent a whole state. You're carrying them on your back, carrying them on your shoulders, and they're seeing the whole contents through your eyes. I believe it's not just about beauty, it's not just about your appearance, it's about how you carry the whole thing along. For me, I don't feel like beauty is the perspective of people, how they say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Beauty is how you see yourself. So
So if someone, okay, now I'm part of the contestants and I need to be ready and fit for this competition because I know it's not a small feat, what should be my mental preparedness for this kind of event? Because it's huge. Yeah.
okay, so mentally you need to be capable, you need to be fit, you need to be fluent, you need to be eloquent, you need to, it takes a lot to be mentally prepared. That's what people don't understand, because once you flop in one part, you feel like you've flopped in everything, and that alone can actually affect how you would carry things along from there. So for your mental preparedness, yeah, read books. Try as much as possible to be open to conversations. Do not limit yourself by only doing what you already know. Be open to learning. Yes, be very, very open to learning, because that really helps.
Okay, so for some now, they're taking the shots for the first time. Just like you said, it was new, a new experience for you. So possibly there are ladies who will be like, oh, this is my first shot, and I really want to do this, and I want to make Mama proud, I want to make my nation proud. So some might be quite slothful, maybe when it comes to confidence level. How were you able to brush up on those weaknesses, on those lapses, those loopholes really quick to prep yourself for the stage?
I believe confidence, as much as people feel like confidence is something that is, I'll use the word follow come, it's something that can also be built, and even if not built, enhanced. It's something that you can always try to touch up to make it look like a lovely silver. So one thing you could do is improve yourself on your speaking. Areas that you, or it might not just be speaking, areas that you feel normally you were short in, just try to touch up those areas, and the ones that you already know you're good at, stick with it. Don't now try to start conforming to the norm, to what people already say, oh, this is how it is, this is how it should be. Nah, right now, just be yourself. This is not the moment for you to try to want to fit into other people's shoes. Wear the shoe that you know you're most comfortable with. Be who you already know you are. Don't try to change yourself because, oh, you're going for something great. Of course, it's something good, but you want to be confident, then act confident. Manifest who you already see yourself as, and I think that's the best way for you to go about it.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. So for the categories, right? I mean, for every segment that you went through before, you know, there's a stage, maybe from traditional wears, choreography. How many were there in number? Because there was a point you actually wore the swimwear as well.
Yeah.
So there are different stages. Like, how many of it, like, do you have to change? How many times do you have to change before you get to the final competition?
I think we had to change like 3-4 times.
4 times?
4. I think, because the first one was the dance, the introduction dance, where we later wore the same costume to do our introduction of our names and our state. And the next one was our traditional attire. After the traditional attire, I think it was either before the swimwear was the traditional, or but one of them though. And then afterwards the swimwear, and the last one, which is the most anticipated,
Yeah.
which is the evening gown.
Evening gown.
Yes, so it's like 4 stages
Okay.
to change and all of that.
So thank you so much. It's actually interesting to know that you had a full-blown experience. So we're
Yes.
taking a look at all of this portion, these stages, this segment, you know, during the whole competition. Let's just take a quick look. All right, welcome back. It's the Silver today. If you're just joining, you haven't missed much. Oh, you missed a little, but then you can still join in. If you're not following us on our platforms, why not at Silver TV on social media, and follow us on our website as well. You can stream, play live, and also have a playback at www.silvertv.com/live. All right, we're still a blessing. We're having a conversation because we need to create this awareness and enlightenment for you to know what it actually takes to be in this competition. It's no small feat, and if you're in, you're locked in. All right, talking about the whole experience from the stage, the costume, meeting people and connecting. You know, now talking about awards, right? We have the awards where they kind of like give to different contestants, and then in your head, they're giving awards to people, calling out names. In your head, you're like, why haven't they called me? So, and then, but you have to still stay composed. You still have to stay on your grind. And then you get to another particular stage where they keep calling out names. How does it feel to still maintain your composure in this kind of competition while your name is not being called?
So it feels, first of all, you're on your 10 toes. You're like, that's where the main tension begins, right? Regardless of how composed you are, certainly you would have sweaty hands. But, so for me, I was being called as Miss Photogenic. And honestly, I believe it's not a moment whereby you have to just feel like, oh, if I'm not being called here, then that means there's something wrong or something. It's an accumulation of everything that has gone on in camp, because definitely you're going to be in camp. And I believe you yourself should have already evaluated yourself. And when certain awards are being called, you're like, okay, yeah, I deserve this. And when you're being called for it, oh, if you're not being called for it, certainly it's a competition.
So will you call this a survival mode? Like when you get to a particular stage and then your name is not being called, or you get to a particular stage and then you're moving to the next round. So will you call it like, oh, I'm in a competition, it's a survival mode, I either get it or I don't? What kind of feeling? You know, there are different emotions that we
Yeah,
go through
emotions, definitely. You would have different emotions. Even the ones you never knew existed will come up that moment. But I wouldn't really call it survival mode. One thing I learned from playing basketball was even if you do not come out first, being second is a ground for learning. You didn't lose, you learned. So it's for you to take home whatsoever you've learned there and utilize it into making yourself a better person. So don't ever see yourself as, if I don't win, or if I don't get this award, or if I don't get this thing, then it's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you, trust me. It's just a chance for you to get a better person of who you were yesterday and come back, and if you were to come back and show them that the same you, it's a different person entirely.
Okay.
Take them by the hook and tell them that.
All right, you get that's right. All right, we have a quick watch of what it's like, you know, to be recognized, to get awards, all of this station being given to you, you know, as a contestant. We'll just have a quick watch so you know what it feels like and have a quick experience. All right, welcome back. We're still with the blessing. Oh yes, she's looking radiant as ever. Now let's get back into the conversation. Talking about the final stage, the moments. You know, at some point you got dropped out of the competition, and then we had the winner. We had first runner-up, the fourth runner-up, third to the winner. We have Ada. Yes, in person, and that was so exciting to watch. What was it like for you rooting for your girls? I mean, you didn't get to the next stage. What was it like rooting for your girls, the other ladies, the other contestants?
I think that is the definition of women supporting women. Because that moment you're like, you didn't get it. But then you have to support the person who does. You don't have to feel like, the fact that you didn't get it, it has to be me or no one else. No. So to me, it felt like, at first it would feel down for that first moment, but it felt really, really thrilling to see the winner, and to not just see the winner, but to see that the winner went ahead to do amazing things. You understand? So the first runner-up, second runner-up, third runner, as of our sets, there were still international competitions you have to go for, from the first to the third, and then even the fourth and the fifth still had some crowns and all of that. So it felt really amazing. All I would say is don't feel like you not being there, it's the end of the world. Nah, it's just the beginning of great things.
Okay. So you see, it was a set. Now we're having 2026. It's going to be a big bang. It's going to be really lit because our contestants, they'll be on fire because they're going heads on. So you also have a quick watch. We want you to relive the experience of the final stage. You know, we had the top 15. Now we're moving to the top 5. We'll have a quick watch of what the experience was like having to crown the winner in the person of Ada. Let's have a quick watch. For those who are mourning, we actually, we actually send our condolences. And for those who are celebrating, they say, oh, mix of emotion. I mean, there's time for everything. But at this point in time, we are sharing and celebrating strength, sacrifice, emotions, impact, all in. But then we mourn with those who mourn and we celebrate with those who celebrate. It was a good feel of this conversation today. Thank you so much, Blessing, for giving us the feel, the experience, and then yours too as well. And I'm pretty sure you're doing amazingly well and excellently well, well composed and beautiful. So a big thank you to you once more. If you had to give a final word to queens out there, because whether or not with or without the crown, you're still a queen, what would that word be to, your viewers?
Do not let this moment or the moment on the final stage define who you are, or the question, because I believe that the question or that moment, you only let it define you when you carry the weight of it. But when you are confident of who you are sure about what you're really doing, I believe it's just a time for you to let time itself take its course and improve on what you're already doing. I believe, like I said earlier, every stage is a learning process. So pick what you can learn from it, move on, and trust me, you'll see yourself doing better and greater things.
Sure. Thank you so much. It's a blessing. I really had a good feel of this conversation. So you see, we're speaking about resilience, we're talking about grit, we're talking about composure. So it's not just about the appearance or the looks. So we look forward to this competition 2026, Miss World MBGN right here. Silverbird is doing a whole lot. You just don't know. All right, so we're leaving you with a word for today before I wrap up. If you're not following us on our social media platform, why not? At Silverbird TV on all social media platforms. And you can as well stream. You can go on YouTube to have a playback of this particular episode. So I'll be leaving you with a word for today. John Moore, who says, the power of imagination makes us infinite. I'll take that again. The power of imagination makes us infinite. And this is where we call it a wrap. I remain your girl, Tishan.